All right. So, welcome. Uh, Everything should be working. We are recording for your YouTube video later. So, as always, if you guys can't catch the live stream, you're more than welcome to uh, catch up with our on YouTube with the YouTube video. Um, so, again, a day late. I apologize. This is happening on a Tuesday. Our goal is to start having these on Mondays, and to also be able to schedule some other individuals to participate as well. So hopefully that'll work out. Um, so basically, what I did today, because there's so much new stuff that's come out um, with Age of Sigmar. Super excited for 3.0. There's a lot of discussion, a lot of different um, things that Games Workshop has spilled. So I kind of made a list of all the big ones that I'm been thinking a lot about and wanted to talk about. So, like I said, so we can go ahead and um, discuss them. So, um, first things first, obviously. So as you guys know, we have a Stormcast Eternals studio army, which we will be expanding with all of the new stuff that's coming out for them, and they're getting new rules, so that is also really cool. Um, and I think they're both thematic as well as reasonable. Um, I mean, all but one really, because I know a lot of people are going to be salty. But so, like for example, Blaze of Glory, right? That's for all of those of you who live under a rock. A new allegiance ability for Stormcast Eternals is Blaze of Glory. Basically, every time a model is removed, every time a model is slain within 1 inch of an enemy unit, before you remove the model, you pick an enemy unit within 1 inch of that model and roll a die number to the equal number of dice equal to the wound characteristic of the model, and you add one to the number of dice you roll. The slain model is a Thunderstrike. So a lot of people were reading this. You get a +1. It's not a +1. It's just one extra die if you're Thunderstrike. So, for example, a unit of 5 Liberators, which suck, right? Even though they're cheaper now. So if that thing gets wiped off in close combat, you get to roll 10 dice, right? And then, saying obviously it's more for other units and then also for Thunderstrike. And then on 6s, they cause more wounds. So it's basically kind of a nice little additional buff. You're still the models / unit are dead. It's not like ah ha ha, you kill me, I kill you. That's not even close. It's like ha ha ha, you kill me because some of my units are garbage, and I didn't hardly do anything, and I might do a couple more mortal wounds to you. But it's still fun. The little thing says, should a Stormcast Eternal be slain in combat, the celestial energy released upon their soul's return to Azir scorches any foe who dares too close. So, like I said, fun little thing. The other stuff that we're talking about. So this one big thing that they're all Stormcasts can be put up. Half of them can be put up and then come in later, right? 9 inches away. Basically a deep strike, right? But this one guy, which he's in the box set, lets them get closer. So they actually gave his War Scroll, and he's actually not a slouch, right? 18 inches, D6 attacks, hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s, -1 damage. That's not a bad attack, range attack. And then his 4 attacks, 3 3s, -1 2 damage. I mean, he's not a slouch in combat. 3 up save, 9 bravery, 7 wounds, 5 movement. He's actually a pretty decent dude, so I'm curious to see how much he's going to cost. This is his ability that everyone's talking about. So he has this what's called Guiding Light, which basically lets him pick a Stormstrike Eternals. Pick one friendly Stormstrike Eternals Thunderstrike unit with a wounds characteristic of 3 or less that is in reserve. And when you use the Scions of the Storm Allegiance ability to set that unit up on the battlefield, they can be set up more. They can be set up more than 7 inches from all enemy units instead of 9. So basically, and it's only one, and a lot of people are like, "Oh, this is so broken," blah 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 blah. So it's not like the whole thing, but you can put a unit within 7, right? And then if you keep going down, is it in a different article? I've got to look. Is it? I wonder if it's this one. So they also have basically all Stormcats get to reroll charges if they come in. So here's the biggest thing, and this is why I'm super excited. One, here's these big bad boys, they're amazing. They're 3 wounds. They only move 4 inches. They have a 2-up save and a 7 bravery. 3 wounds, range 1, 3 attacks, hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s, -1 rend, 2 damage. Right? These are big, tanky, relatively good hitting guys. They count as within 3 wounds. They do wear Thunderstrike armor. So these guys have Thunderstrike armor, which means they meet all the criteria. So you can drop a unit of these guys within 7 inches. And here it is. They have Blazing Impact. Annihilators arrive upon the field with devastating force. Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, after this unit is set up on the battlefield for the first time, roll a dice for each enemy unit within 10 inches of this unit. On a 3+, that unit suffers D3 mortal wounds, which is fantastic. So you're always bringing them in from Deep Strike. And then 2, in addition, you can reroll charge rolls for this unit if it was set up on the battlefield in the same turn. So they've these rules that they've kind of brought up are specifically for these guys, right? You bring the Lord Imperator, you bring these guys, you put them in a Deep Strike, 1 unit, you know what I'm saying? So you're going to want 10 of them. So I'm going to have to find someone who's willing to give me 10 more guys, because you want 10 of these guys, right? You bring them in 7 inches, more than 7 inches away, you get to roll, and you can do D3 damage, mortal wounds, first off, and then you can, it's a 7-inch charge re-rolling, basically, which is pretty impressive. So mortal wounds, bypassing, and then this is also, so they also have Force of a Falling Star. After this unit makes a charge move, pick 1 enemy unit within 1 inch of this unit and roll the number of dice equal to the unmodified charge roll for the charge move. Subtract 1 from the roll if this unit has only 2 models. Subtract 2 if it only has 1 model. For each 4-up, that unit suffers mortal wounds. So they come in, you do D3 mortal wounds, you have a 7-inch charge re-rolling, you get in, and now you're rolling again. Basically, let's say you roll a 7, okay? So then you roll 7 dice, and then, you know what I'm saying, you have a full unit, so then you get 7 dice and on a 4-up, so you're doing, another 3 or 4 mortal wounds on top of all your attacks. So that's actually it'll be pretty interesting. So those are basically all the Stormcast Eternals rules that they've brought up, which is definitely interesting. One of the big things we want to talk about is unit coherency. Everyone's been talking about it. I know a lot of people are salty, especially those 6-man units. So ogres, which a lot of times you'll bring a 6-man unit. Ogres, any of the big Troggoths, all that crap. Cavalry, even things like people are talking like the direwolves for vampire counts. You know what I'm saying? They have to be within, because it's a 6 or more, more than 5 models. Then you have to be close to 2 other models in the unit. So that is one thing that a lot of people are complaining about. So if you guys aren't aware, basically it's the same as 40k. They're just making it. They're bringing the 40k unit coherency into Age of Sigmar. So if you guys aren't aware of that, 2 to 5 models have to be within 1 inch of one other model in the unit, and then if there's 5 or more, it's 2 models. So, but this is like I said, people get used to it. I know a lot of people are complaining. This does make Congo lines and rat tails and all that crap obsolete. which then does make like Honest Wargamers talked about before. It makes deep striking more punishing, which is it's already kind of ridiculous for some armies. But also you got to remember the table is smaller, so we saw this with 40k, right? When they had this unit coherency and the smaller tables, deep striking. I mean, it's still a viable option, but it's harder. And that's the other thing too. Like, I think that's one of the big things is it's a much smaller table, right? So I mean, I think someone said it was like 25% smaller. The table is now, so it's a smaller table. So now you really have to be it'll be harder to deep strike is what I'm saying. Yes, you'll have less easier time just filling up a space, but at the same time there's a whole lot less space to deep strike into. So I think it'll all even out. But the cool news with this 44 by 60, well, I guess it's not that cool for me because I was thinking, oh, cool, I get to cut all my mats because I have like we have like 9 mats, 10 mats. And actually, probably not because I still have Star Wars Legion. And Star Wars Legion, Star Wars Legion is still on a 3x6. And so we'll have to see. Maybe I'll get a specific mat, like a double-sided mat just for Star Wars Legion or something like that. I don't know. We don't play a lot of Star Wars Legion anymore, though. So we'll see. Like I said, I was excited. Probably will cut most of my mats up to the 44 by 60 size, which looks ridiculous. I'm not going to lie. So when I was at that tournament a couple of 3 weeks ago, there was 1 or 2 mats that were these 44 by 60, and they looked ridiculous. They looked so small. It was incredible when you're looking at all these other 6x4 tables that we had to tape off the mats. Then you looked at this one and you're like, wow, that thing looks tiny. So unit coherency and table size, super cool things changing. Talk about predatory spells. So predatory spells, if you guys don't already know, basically they move at the end of each hero phase. And so, you cast your spell, you move your spell, you're done with it on your turn. On the opponent's turn, you would see who controls the spell. And again, a predatory spell is controlled by the wizard who casts it as long as the predatory spell is within 30 inches. And again, it is predatory, the predatory spell, as long as it's within 30 inches of the model that cast it. And a wizard can only control one predatory spell. So if that same wizard's casting multiple spells, one of them could be wild, which then in turn you alternate between players who gets to move it. So I honestly don't see a ton. I don't see a ton, people bringing a ton of predatory endless spells, but I do see people bringing one predatory endless spell, and whatever nasty one they have, the best nasty one they can come up with, and then just one. It's like if you're casting it, it's as long as you cast it, now they've got to deal with it, right? Because it's going to keep moving. You're going to keep controlling it, and it's going to keep causing havoc on the opposing army unless they deal with it. So they have one of two choices, right? They can dispel it when you first cast it, if they're lucky, and then if not, then they've pretty much got to use one of their spells. So you're you're decreasing their spell potential, or you're causing them to bring artifacts or heroes, different heroes that have special abilities that allow them to try to dispel this stuff. So that I think it'll be a lot of interesting, and I think we will see more predatory spells, and not just the utility spells, which everyone and their freaking mom sees all day, every day. So I'm excited for it. I think it will. Like I said, I'm hoping to see, more of these predatory spells on the table because you just never see them. Priests. So there's invocations that basically talk about invocations and banishing invocations. At the start of your hero phase, you can attempt to banish one invocation with each friendly priest instead of chanting a prayer. So it's basically the same. They're basically saying invocations and all of that stuff. Priests do typically the same thing. And then also, They have two new prayers. Bless, which basically gives a 6-up feel no pain, now called the ward save, and then Smite, which allows you to possibly hurt other priests, which is kind of cool. What else do we have? We went over the Annihilators. If you guys seriously live it like in a cave and don't know when Dominion's coming out, it's coming out July 3rd. So pre-orders, you can pre-order the book on June 9th, and it's going to be a 2-week pre-order. So, again, June 30th. So it's 11 days. Yeah. So like I said, you will be able to get your grubby hands on them on the 3rd of July is when they'll be available in stores. So that, I mean, it is what it is. We will have probably a bunch. I'm going to get as many as I can, basically, of these boxes. One other thing that I am really not excited about, I had a conversation with you guys. This is interesting, too. They'll have a General's Handbook, which is essentially, I'm actually really excited for this. So the General's Handbook is for pitched battles. This is designed to work in hand with a new edition, and this update brings together host change and updates for your pitched battle games, including updated war scrolls for endless spells, new battle plans, and all the core rules of the game. I also think this is going to be... So, 40K has basically... I don't even know what it's freaking called. I have it right here. Oh, the chapter approved, right? And then it's called the chapter approved Mission Pack Grand Tournament. So I'm hoping that this pitched battles, General's Handbook pitched battles, will be as good as the previous one, and it'll, like I said, it'll have all the rules and stuff we need to run tournaments. And basically, we will use, like 40K has literally, and ITC has literally gone with chapter approved for the grand tournaments for all their tournament running missions, secondary objectives. I'm hoping this General's Handbook will now be the, the Bible for competitive Age of Sigmar, where I can look at and run tournaments out of this book using all of the information and stuff out of this book. Super excited for it. Something I'm really not excited for, and they also they really didn't say like how much they were planning on changing any of that stuff from General's Handbook 2020. So we'll see. What I'm really not excited about is Path to Glory. There's a Path to Glory diary. Path to Glory has been a system. The Path to Glory system, has been completely overhauled and expanded for the new edition. If you play, just checking. If you play Warhammer 40K, it's similar to the Crusade system in intent and scope. This journal will help you keep track of your army's growth in style. Really not excited for this. Really not excited for this. I am not excited for this at all. If it moves towards Crusade, because I'm not that big a fan of Crusades. I think Path to Glory was simple and fun, and you were able to be random enough if you wanted. So, like I said, we'll still have to wait and see. It says it's similar, which means like it sounds like they'll be adding Path to Glory. Well, they already have Path to Glory portions in the Battle Tombs anyway, but they'll have updated Path to Glory rules and systems for new Battle Tombs. But we'll see. I'm super concerned that, that they just kind of did a copy paste. Let's make it basically Crusades for Age of Sigmar, because I'm not a fan of Crusade. New objectives and all this other crap, but no one cares. What else? Monster rules. You guys have all seen the monster rules. This is command abilities, I think. Yeah. So you guys have seen the monster rules. You've seen the how command points and stuff like that. Heroes and heroic actions, which I think this is actually really cool. And this will actually help a lot of different people, including some of the already broken ones. So it's going to hurt when Marathi gets that. Add 1 to save rolls for that hero. Add 1 to the rune rolls you make for the hero. Make by that hero until the end of that turn, and add 1 to the save rolls. So I think that's going to hurt. I just want to make sure. At the start of your hero phase, you can carry out 1 heroic action from the table below with 1 friendly hero. The effect of the heroic action is treated as the same way. Okay. You cannot carry out this heroic action with the same hero more than once in the same battle. So you will be able to use these so if you have 4 heroes, you can technically use all 4 of these a turn. Which will be interesting. But it does, like I said, it does make your heroes more important in some ways. And then you have your monsters. Using command abilities, unit champions can issue commands to their own units, which is fantastic. So now you can actually issue rerolls to charge and stuff like that to these units way out in the middle of nowhere, as long as they have a commander. So unit champion, excuse me. So this is super good. And then obviously you have the monsters man pages. This is going to be awesome for Sons of Behemoth, which you'll just, like I said, get to use these. This one will be situational, but I'll be able to use all 3 of these every. That's not true. This I have to be fighting a monster, but so 2 every turn and opponent's turn, and then 1 if there's a monster. I'll be using it regularly. So that'll be cool for monsters. Yeah. So that's everything basically that we've been doing. I'm super excited for all the changes in Age of Sigmar. Command abilities are new and interesting. I just, like I said, on the whole, I'm really excited to get the new rules. I think while they're talking about airtight rules and all that crap, I don't believe that, but I think that they will have added a lot of uniqueness and kind of fleshed out a lot of things that were ambiguous. And I'm just excited for, like I said, all the new rules to see how they all work. I think just from what I've read, and again, there's still plenty that we haven't seen, I think that they're adding more thematic elements to the game in 3.0. You had, Age of Sigmar 0/1.0, and that was just a freaking joke. What I'm saying? They made it they went way too far with the beer and pretzels type game, right? Where things were quirky and outright stupid or just super silly in a lot of ways. And then they went, and then 2.0, I felt like they were okay, we want this to be a real game system. We want to be able to build off of it. We want, there to be, more of an ability to have some kind of competitive play, and so they really fleshed out rules, and their battle tombs got better, and, and war scrolls got better on a whole, as a whole. And I feel like 3.0, one, they're tightening down rules, so they're making rules, in my opinion, even better. They're tightening down certain things, but they're also making things, like I said, in a very smart and strategic way, more thematic, right? Case in point, predatory endless spells. No one takes them. They're too slow. You'd only move them at the end of a battle round or whatever it was. So they were moving now they're moving twice as much as before, right? So before they just weren't ever going anywhere, and people would just avoid them and walk away from them, and rarely did did you do much with a predatory endless spell. Now, you bring a predatory endless spell and you make them deal with it, right? They have to deal with those things. Otherwise, you're just going to keep moving it on your turn and on their turn and on your turn and on their turn, and it'll rack up over 5 rounds. It'll rack up some nasty, something nasty, if they're not going to deal with it. So now they've got to deal with it with, wizards or abilities or whatever it might be. So you got to, people are going to actually have to start dealing more with these things. They're making things more thematic with the whole heroes and heroic actions, and monsters and monster actions, and these types of things. Which one, that being able to do those on each turn, so I can do have my heroes do heroic actions on your turn and monster actions on your turn, and vice versa. I think one adds more to the game. Yes, it'll slow things down a little bit. I know a lot of people are talking about it possibly slowing things down, but I'm not that worried about that. Like I said, it just adds a little more thematic elements to the game. So on a whole, like I said, 2 thumbs up. Super excited for 3.0. I can't wait for it to come out. I can't wait to get box sets and paint up more Stormcast and start these the orc army, which looks like pretty potent. Those guys actually look pretty stinking potent with just like the new poisonous rules that they have, along with other things like their poisonous weapons. Basically, it's an allegiance ability for the Cruel Boys that if they wound on a 6, it causes them mortal wound in addition to anything else. So it's like you're going to be doing extra damage and stuff. So, and like I said, I think they've got a lot to go. They keep talking about them as an Orruk war clans in general when they're talking about the Cruel Boys. So the more they talk about the Cruel Boys, it's leading me to believe that they're going to have an updated battle tomb for Orruk war clans, where they're going to like the Gloomspite Gits, where you have these 4, because you got the Night Goblins, you got the Boingrot Bounders, or not, you got the Squiggies, you got the Troggoths, and you got the Spiders, all those different Gits. I think the Orruk war clans are going to have these multiple ones, right? You'll have the Iron Jaws, you'll have the Savage Boys, and you'll have the Cruel Boys, kind of a thing. So like I said, I think they'll get a new codex. Obviously, Stormcast will get a new codex as well, or Battle Tomb, excuse me, guys. But yeah, so super excited for those. More rules, more things to learn. Yeah, like I said, that's just kind of what I wanted to chat about. All these different things coming to Age of Sigmar, and we're excited to see them happen. So anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you're on YouTube, to like and subscribe. We are at 197 subscribers. So again, if we can get those 3 more, tell your friends, have your mom subscribe, whoever it might be. If we can get 3 more subscribers, if we can get to that 200, we'll do another giveaway. And I've got basically, I'll give you a choice. I think we'll see. I think I might have something super fun to give away for the 200. So, and then if you're on Facebook, thanks for watching. Don't forget to follow our Facebook page. As always, we're Tabletop Ready Miniatures. We're a painting and commission studio. We've currently got, I think it's 4 or 5 in the pipeline right now, projects. We're booked out pretty much till the end of July, possibly starting into August. So if you guys are interested in commission with us, you can contact us at tabletopminiatures@gmail.com, or visit our website, tabletopminiatures.com. And just a big shout out to our Patreon members. Thank you for all you guys do. We appreciate you, and for your continued support. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching, and we're gonna call it there. So you guys have a good night.